Hello everyone and welcome back to my Destiny reaction series. My name is Terra and I'm catching up on the story of Destiny before the final shape expansion, which is very rapidly approaching. Today we're going to wrap up what's left in Lightfall, the rest of the exotic quests. I just want to quickly talk about game plan for the rest of the recording as the final shape is very rapidly approaching. I think I have decided, I've looked around on YouTube, there are some resources available for the first 3 seasons. I'm going to record video reactions to those and move on to Wish and do Wish myself. Reason being is my raid group is going to try and attempt the new raid day 1, and I am not really in a position yet where I feel confident that I can carry myself. I don't even have my seasonal artifacts yet, so I need to move through as quickly as possible and give myself that little bit of extra time to kind of try and get a little more raid ready and a little more confident in my abilities. But beyond all that, let's go wrap up the rest of the exotic quests and whatever else is left in post-Lightfall.
And the Veil is safe for now. I don't really know what victory looks like going forward, but I'm not gonna take this win from us. From Neomuna. It's weird not being the rookie anymore. I'm just Cloudstrider Nimbus. Feels wrong, like I jumped out a window without my board. There was confidence in knowing the buck stopped with someone else. For Rohan, when I met him at least, it seemed like he just took everything in stride. It was easy for him. I guess I'll get there someday. We're having Rohan's induction into the Hall of Heroes in a bit. Will you join us?
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Quinn will say something stuffy, there'll be lots of cheering. Maybe a whistle if you want to get spicy.
I do want to get spicy.
I think he'd be honored if you were there.
My husband's dead.
Today, we honor relentless Rohan, his service, his sacrifice. More than a protector of Neomuna, he was a true Cloudstrider. He cut his years short so that the whole of humanity may thrive far into the future.
Oh, wow.
Today we suffer, so tomorrow can live on.
Oh, there's so many of them in the background.
My heart.
My heart.
My soul.
Rohan, my beloved. Do you see them all over the walls?
Yeah.
Holy moly. There's been a lot of Cloudstriders. Jisoo Calorondo.
This is Jisoo Calorondo coming to you once again with a special guest as part of our continuing war coverage, the Cabal Empress Lightall. Your Majesty, thank you for joining us.
She's famous.
Today. We thank you, Mr. Calorondo. Most of our listeners know little of your people's history beyond your colonization efforts on Mars and the recent Red War with Earth. Tell me, what is your goal here in the Sol system?
We came to your system as conquerors, Mr. Calorondo. While that was not under my rule, it is a banner I would have gladly waved.
And yet you extended the offer of a truce with Earth.
The Cabal say there is no road through war. Your direction must change with circumstance.
Ah, you're referring to the recent destruction of your homeworld.
Terra was consumed by the Hive and the Witness. And so now my people fight for survival in addition to glory.
My sympathies. All of Neomuna knows what it is to lose a homeworld.
I do not place much value in your sympathies, Mr. Calorondo. They were of little value to Earth.
Get his ass.
More.
More.
With Neomuna Civil News, this is Jisoo Calorondo coming to you today with Cloudstrider Nimbus for updates on the recent conflict. Nimbus, thank you for joining us in light of the heavy burden that has recently fallen on your shoulders.
I mean, whole city's hurting right now, Jisoo. Rohan was my hero, same as everyone else.
Mine too.
But the best thing we can all do is make sure his sacrifice means something. Keep this city safe.
And what of the Guardians? Have they helped maintain our peace and safety, or are they adding new complications?
We all knew the return of the Pyramid fleet was going to be complicated, and I'm glad we had the Guardians here every step of the way. There's one thing Rohan taught me, it's that no one survives alone. We need each other.
Impassioned words from one of our city's great champions. Let us hope time proves them wise as well. This is Jisoo Calorando, signing off.
Wow, so they were really aware of everything going on, hey? This whole time. Almost feels like spying on us, if I'm being honest.
Oh, hey, Guardian. Induction ceremony wrap up all right? The citizens did a good job improvising. Traditionally, both Cloud Striders are there for the final handoff, but
Interesting.
Rohan wasn't here, so... And if he were, he wouldn't be moaning about the past. He'd be too busy cracking open the veil, jumping through the portal, and knocking the witness back on its multiple asses. You know, the Vex were working on a copycat veil.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Rohan stumbled on it in the Nexus, years ago. It was half finished then, but he was convinced that the Vex had the goods on the original. Goods we'd need one day. Just think! We wrestle the Veil's secrets out of the Vex and we're one step closer to kicking down the Witness's door. But first, we gotta track down Rohan's notes. So, what do you say? Help me follow in the big guy's footsteps?
Yes. Gladly. Oh.
Too risky. Since when were you scared of a little risk?
The Black Garden does not contain a little risk. As for this second veil, to the Vex of the Soul Divisive, it was the Black Heart.
Who cares what it's called? It's our chance to follow the Witness.
Except it was destroyed years ago. Nimbus. I understand how grief can make one behave recklessly. But you can't...
Cloud Striders don't grieve. Death is just part of the flow.
Ah, Guardian. Perhaps you can convince our friend that the Black Heart is a dead end.
Hang on. If that heart thing was the same thing as the veil, then its blueprint can be our guide to the real thing. Come on, all we gotta do is follow Rohan's instructions. He's never steered us wrong before.
You're right. It's at least worth a closer look. But please, let the Guardian handle the groundwork. This city can't afford to lose another Cloud Strider.
All I heard was you're right, so let's get cracking! I'll send you a list of what we need.
So let's get cracking! I'll send you a list of what we need. Nimbus is like, I like them. Thrilladrome.
I'm detecting a major Vex force inside, Guardian, and lots of utility access. We should find out if this building is critical infrastructure. Sam, are you on comms?
Yeah, what's up, little bud?
We have
Little
Vex
bud.
fortifying in a large structure on the waterfront.
Let me just find you on the security feeds, and... Whoa! Are you in the Thrilladrome? I missed that place! It was the premier destination for extreme esports.
There's arcade.
What? Like video games?
Extreme esports.
Like Destiny World First Raids.
Hell yeah.
Extreme.
Was that Vex playing a video game?
He was.
Did we just kill
We did.
gamer?
We killed a
Let's have leaving
gamer. We're monsters. Look at what Destiny's done to us. Turned us against our fellow gamers.
Ding ding! Round one! Who's gonna triumph? Shadow Legion's got the numbers, but the Guardian's got the guts to take them all at once.
Yeah. In a fight, right?
That's the last item on the list, and it's a powerful one. We should hurry back to Nimbus.
I wouldn't rush. They're not in the best of moods at the moment. I reminded them that, however broadly they'd like to interpret the Cloud Strider's oath, their duties lie squarely on Neomuna, not in the Witness's playground.
So you convinced them to follow the rules? That doesn't sound like you. Or Nimbus.
I have
wait,
learned
what?
from my mistakes, you know. And I can see when someone is about to repeat them. Nimbus may think they're after the Black Heart's blueprint, but really, they want a distraction from their grief.
How'd they take it when you said that?
They weren't a fan of the suggestion. But they agreed to make the passkey and let you finish the job.
They were chasing ghosts to fill the grief.
Sedgy.
Poor Nimbus. Whoa. Ooh.
We're in.
Good. Any sign of the Soul Divisive?
Not a Vex in sight. You should be proud, Nimbus. Rohan's passkey worked perfectly. I guess they're still hurt over missing out on the action.
All the more reason for them to stay out of the garden. It has a way of amplifying such emotions till they blot out all reason. So, quickly and quietly now. Find the conceptual mind, grab its memory core, and get out.
Roger that.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so fucking pretty here. I can't get over it.
It really is. It's
The Soul Divisive. How did they know we were here?
Focus on getting past them now. We can dwell on the how later.
Made it through. Though I still
Yeah.
don't understand how that happened. Unless we tripped an alarm on the way in.
It's possible. Perhaps Rohan's passkey had a flaw we didn't see.
But why not attack where we portaled in? Why let us get so far?
I don't know.
Are you suggesting someone else tipped off the Soul Divisive?
It's possible.
It's also disappointing.
Dang.
You can land on these.
Stay on task.
Yeah.
I'll go check on Nimbus.
Looks like someone beat us to the next security measure.
Sorry, friends. I couldn't sit this one out.
Nimbus.
I owe this to Rohan.
You owe it to Rohan to do your duty as a Cloud Strider.
Like you know what it means to be a Cloud Strider.
Nimbus is in their edgy phase right now because they're hurting.
Respawning restricted.
Oh god.
What are the Taken doing here?
They're everywhere, dude.
They're slowing me down over here.
Be careful. If the Taken are there, you're in for an even tougher fight than we expected.
Fuck wyverns. I
I
will solo
suspect the
alt.
Taken have been sent to do what the Soul Divisive refused to cover the witnesses' tracks. Completely.
They're here for the conceptual mind.
Clearly, its knowledge presents a real threat to the witnesses' plans.
Ah.
We need that memory core.
So they're getting involved because it's a very real danger to the witness. They don't want us getting where they are. And this is probably the key to actually getting there.
Nimbus, wait!
No time to lose. Last one to the conceptual mind is a disappointment to Rohan's legacy.
Oh,
As if they needed more cause to act rashly. Guardian, you have to catch up with them before it's too late. Nimbus, I know you feel you have to do this for Rohan's sake, but
Rohan is dead. I can't do anything for him anymore. Except live up to what he taught me. A Cloud Strider does whatever it takes to keep Neomuna safe. We don't hesitate in the face of danger. We don't let pain stop us. We let it remind us that
you're still breathing, still fighting. Yes, I know. You shouldn't let pain stop you. But you can't let it propel you either. Trust me, that path only leads to more pain.
how long did Osiris fight to get Saint back?
Let's just get another timeline with Rohan.
Yes, please. He skipped out on our marriage by dying.
How rude.
we found this. It's Cloud Strider tech, all right. Rohan probably ran right past this spot when he... Looking at this, all I can think of is how Rohan didn't need weapons or fancy mods. Sure, he liked his gear, but he didn't need all that to defend our city. To do his duty as a Cloud Strider. Which is what I should be doing right now. You take it. Use it to get the blueprint. Meet me back in Neomuna when you're done, okay?
Aw. Nimbus was putting on such a brave face throughout the main campaign.
Osiris, we caught up with Nimbus. They're on their way back to Neomuna.
You convinced them. Well done, Guardian. Must be your way with words. But you'll need more than that if you're to reach the conceptual mind before the Taken. Don't forget what you're here for.
We're on the move.
Do the bullets ricochet?
Yes.
Interesting. Let me just shoot that guy from the back. Do the ricochets do more damage? Is it one of those weapons? Increases stability, slightly increasing. Rounds ricochet off hard surfaces. It's truly interesting. Oh, time to use the ricochet rounds. That's fun.
Oh, it's got the 4 little dots on the screen in the middle.
There's the
I've been
conceptual
left
mind.
behind.
And
Oh,
its
no.
failed creation.
Domi
Or
do!
its God. Huh. I never really thought about that before. What kind of beings create their own
Oh,
God?
it's got it on the left side and above your crosshair when you ADS.
Happens more than
Or
you
like
think.
below your crosshair.
Something to ponder after
Little purple
the
dots
memory
show up
core is safely
in sequence.
hand.
Right. Focus up, Guardian.
I felt like we just got scolded by a ghost. Because we're yapping. Focus up, Guardian.
I saw an Ingram
Conceptual mind
ball.
is down for the count. Looks like the Taken have all cleared out. Why aren't they fighting us for the memory core?
I'm sure they were merely told to destroy the Black Heart's architect. I doubt they were aware its knowledge is the true threat.
You really think this blueprint will help us with the Veil? After all, if the Black Heart was meant to be a copy of the Veil, it didn't exactly succeed.
True. But even studying the failed attempt can lead to useful information.
True.
We won't know for certain until we open up the memory core, which will take some time, so hurry back. Besides, I'm sure our friend Nimbus could stand to hear some good news right about now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On our way.
You got the goods. Osiris rallied a team of researchers while you were out. They've been itching to get their mitts on this. I knew you'd get the job done. Seriously, I don't want you to think I charged in there because I didn't trust you. I guess I was just after something else. Something you can't find in the Black Garden. Or anywhere else. I thought I had accepted death. That's part of the whole Cloudstrider deal, you know? Our service, our sacrifice. I'm not afraid of dying. Really. But I never considered what it'd be like to keep fighting when... And I know this pain is to remind me that I'm still breathing, but how can I when there's this giant hole where a person used to be?
Wow, they really put on a
They
brave
didn't prepare
face.
me for this part. At least now I get why Osiris is the way that he is. I owe him an apology. And I owe you my thanks, Guardian. Thank you. For everything.
They're like a Cade that's more in touch with their emotions. Or rather, got there faster. Didn't take them dying like Cade to open up to people.
I was gonna say, Cade's death was what kind of brought it, because I don't know if you remember, but you had to go around and find all the caches.
And his little heart-to-heart with Ikora.
Yeah.
They should have dated. Nimbus thanks you for seeing the mission through. With the Conceptual Mind's memory core, the odds of unlocking the Veil and following the witness have shot up. Nimbus promises to deliver the memory core to Osiris, and Neomuna's researchers can start decrypting it. There's just one stop Nimbus has to make first. Go to the Hall of Heroes to honor those who cut their years short for the sake of humanity.
When you said you understood, I never asked why.
She saved me. As she always did. Throughout all the lives we shared, she was always my better. Just before she told me don't lose hope in the darkness. She must have known what I'd find here.
What was her name?
Sagira.
I was not expecting to see Sagira there.
I'm not expecting that.
Oh,
my heart.
I feel like that's a little Osiris being like, I'm accepting Sagira's gone. Both Nimbus, therapy for both Nimbus and Osiris. Oh, my heart, dude.
Out of nowhere.
I was like, yeah, we're talking about like their experience at Sagira's shell.
As reckless as it was, I hope the Black Garden helped Nimbus navigate their pain. Perhaps even find peace. I suppose I should have expected Ikora to recover any pieces she could of Sagira.
Aww.
To give me that same opportunity.
Aww.
There are still mysteries to be solved and a trail to uncover. Our assistance here must continue. I will keep a watchful eye on Neomuna. But for now I must depart. This seems a good time to return home, to those we love. We will likely need each other for what's to come, Guardian. Now more than ever.
He's gonna go spend time with Saint and fuck.
Oh,
that's awesome. Oh, I see a little podium.
Oh, I do too.
Oh no.
Oh.
She gets to be in the Hall of Heroes. Aww.
That hurts.
That hurts my
heart.
Fair.
That's not fair.
Aw. What a good resting place for her, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to be with the pukas.
With the puka.
Oh, man. That was cute. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, that was cheating, though.
That was cheating, throwing Sagira's shell at us. Okay. First of all, I have been having an absolute blast with Strand. I now have the ability to do the final Strand. I don't know if it's going to have deep lore in it or not, but I'm gonna do it on this recording. Now that you've mastered the power of Strand, the time has come to get creative with it. Meditating at the Puka Pond sparks an exciting notion. How might you incorporate Strand energy into your weapons? The Cloud Striders have developed some interesting weapons systems over the years. Perhaps Nimbus could help you out with their nanites. At the very least, they'll be eager to brainstorm on a cool new gun. Visit Nimbus in Strider's Gate to discuss incorporating Strand into a weapon. 1 of 7. This one's pretty short. Okay, final warning. All Nimbus had to hear was Strand weapon for them to hop on board with your project. What a great idea! Why didn't we think of this sooner? They practically shout in enthusiasm. They switched to brainstorming mode. A weapon that harnesses the Veil's energy. Can't be made out of your everyday stuff. At the very least, you'll need some grade materials as the Veil containment. The Cloud Strider perks up. Actually, you could just retrofit some of the Urkala Institute's old equipment. I bet their atmospheric spectrometers are chock full of Strand energy. Search Veil containment for an atmospheric Veil spectrometer. Okay. Oh no! Is that a Tormentor? Girl, they are not expecting me to fight a Tormentor by myself. I mean, I guess they are. Okay. This is gonna go horribly.
1 eternity later.
10 million years later. Whew. Visit the Puka Pond. Okay. Man, that boy was tanky. At the Puka Pond, you hold the Veil spectrometer. It pulses with Strand energy, but something about it feels off. The vibrations are uneven, out of sync with what's around you. Perhaps the Shadow Legion tampered with it, or perhaps you simply need to reset its energetic signature. Osiris's training program helped you get into the rhythm of using Strand before. A speedy run-through should be enough to align the spectrometer's energy with your unique combat tempo. Complete Osiris's training program in the radio zone to blah 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 blah. Oh boy, I sure loved it the first time. Goal time is 5 minutes 30? I think that's fine. Or is it? Oh no, is this gonna kill me? Oh, good luck me. Oh boy, I'm not excited. Oh. I guess it wasn't on Legendary. What a difference! Oh man. Legendary actually kind of spicy, huh? That wasn't bad. The air around the puka pond thrums with energy upon your return. Even the pukas are trilling with excitement as they flit across the surface of the water like skipping stones. In the midst of this inspired atmosphere, it takes almost no time for you to combine the return spectrometer with the found Neomuna nanites. Metallic bits and green threads whirl as they knit together a mighty fine strand weapon. You pick up the gun. It feels just right. Then stow it along with the rest of your arms. You can now wield Strand in all respects. Final warning. Now, somebody told me to read the lore entries for the exotics. Show lore. The odd capabilities this final warning harbors have long been suspected by Dr. Sundaresh to be a byproduct of the Veil. So I know that the final warning has like heat-seeking capabilities. It can like lock on to targets, right? Yeah, projectiles will track marked targets, dealing increased body shot damage on impact. Byproduct of the Veil. Weird. Interesting. Okay, and now we have this Welcome to the Hall of Heroes quest.
Okay, so, remember when you stopped Callus, saved the city, and looked good doing it?
Yes, I recall.
When the witness made that connection after, it rebooted all our Cloud Arc security. I guess the Vex noticed because they busted in here and blew up 5 of my memorial servers. The audacity, right?
The audacity!
Each server is nano-constructed from a Cloud Strider's core drive and filled with all their logs and records. They're irreplaceable. It's not like the Vex to destroy so randomly. There's gotta be a connection, probably on those wrecked servers. But any data connecting these 5 Striders was in the servers they blew up. Long story short, your buddy Ghost has some sensors I've never seen before. So I thought maybe he could help me scrape the data. Just go take a look at those damaged memorials. See if you can pick up anything.
Okay. Explore the Hall of Heroes audio tour? What? I want a Sadness and Death audio tour.
Welcome, Neomuna, to the Hall of Heroes, where history lives on in you. The Earth author Peter S. Beagle once wrote, "There is no immortality but a tree's love. No one dies so long as they are remembered." So join me, City Archivist Quinn Ligari, as we learn about the great heroes who have made our impossible city a reality.
Oh my god, I love this. Wait, this is so good. This makes me want to go on an audio tour in real life. It's been a minute.
Hi, I'm Quinn Ligari, City Archivist. It's my job to keep the past alive and help shape the future. With so much history lost to the first collapse, preserving humanity's knowledge is one of Neomuna's highest priorities. If we do not know who we have been, can we truly decide who we shall become?
I agree, it's so important.
I hate those things. They made me re-record all my originals. Apparently, my take on history can be too sarcastic. Altruism, affinity, awareness. These aren't just the Cloud Strider ideals. They are the soul of Neomuna. Each of the memorials filling this room is a server dedicated to the life of a fallen hero, made from their own augmented systems. Every communication and journal detailing their noble sacrifice is available not only for future Cloud Striders to study, but you as well.
Oh, that's so interesting.
The way to honor our city's champions is by using their experience to improve ourselves.
That's so efficient as well. In terms of training for future Cloud Striders, that means that every iteration of Cloud Strider will, as long as they like learn from the past, will just strictly be better than the previous ones. Oh, it's Rohan's already. Okay.
I wonder if here in the foyer of arrivals rests noble Rohan. This sacred space honors both the beauty and the grief in a hero's passing. Since lockdown, so much of our city lived vicariously through our champion, and so we feel his loss more keenly. Every Cloud Strider embraces mortality, but in the lives they save and deeds recounted, they are timeless.
We don't get to hear his logs, do we? Dude, I loved Rohan. I was actually bummed that they killed him, even though it wasn't surprising. I would love to be able to hear more about Rohan's life.
The seed of each plant thrives in soil enriched by fallen leaves. All they are, from inception to fruit, is an echo of who came before.
Interesting.
Plants grown here in the Hall of Heroes are all reclaimed species, extinct on Earth and restored on Neomuna.
Cool.
They are memories of a lost homeworld, returned to life thanks to the safety and prosperity our champions provide.
When they say it like our champions, it's giving like definite dystopian vibes. Just a little bit, given that they're all kind of like in this simulation, probably living really comfortably over there. Meanwhile, they have two people fighting their battles for them. They're champions. It's like, it reminds me of Hunger Games a little bit, how they have like their chosen people from the districts.
Every drop that falls eventually reaches its end. Yet the river.
Oh, are these the
continues
broken
on.
ones?
That lone drop is simply a shape the river takes for a
Why
time.
would the Vex do this?
The water within rejoins the flow and continues on. Those loved ones who pass remain a part of us, forever shaping who we are and who we become.
This isn't as cathartic as it is just fascinating to me. I'm happy to learn more about Neomuna. I thought that it was... Lightfall's story was very fast, right? So they didn't have a lot of time. Like, I don't want to use the word rushed because it was a little bit, but I don't view it like negatively. I definitely had my expectations where they should be, and I definitely enjoyed base Lightfall for what it was. I'm just excited to be getting more of the lore.
The Pukas you see throughout the Hall of Heroes are attracted to the powerful emotions of visitors just like you.
Are they actually emotionally support?
They have acclimated to their human neighbors. Cloud Striders routinely used emotional support Pukas in training and therapy.
Emotional support Puka?
Friendliest chicks from those hatched right here, among their fallen predecessors.
Wait, they're actually emotional support Pukas! I think I made that joke during the main campaign for Osiris. Wait, I love that!
The founders came to Neptune in fear, desperate to survive the collapse. The Traveler had left gardens on many planets and moons. But on Neptune, they found a harsh frontier of floating continents and dangerous storms.
Interesting.
Compassion, cooperation, and innovation allowed them to survive, just as they now allow us all to flourish.
They really stuck it out, huh? Okay, now we're dealing with the individual broken ones. I don't understand what the Vex's motivations would be for this.
Maelstrom. She was one of the city's greatest military leaders. Ended the Cobalt occupation before she even became a Cloud Strider.
Maelstrom, okay.
Everybody loves him now, but back when Blue Jay was just Conrad Jane, the whole city hated his guts. Did all kinds of illegal sim research.
Sim research. Oh, like in the simulation.
The Strider. She was the very first official Cloud Strider. Losing her records hurts the most.
Aw. Wait, why did everything just light up? Day-night cycle? Ooh, I love the purple lighting.
Stargazer. You probably wouldn't expect a mathematician to be a great Cloud Strider. But I hear your Ikora Ray is kind of a nerd too.
A nerd? She is kind of a nerd. I can't believe Ikora gets called a nerd in the story.
Siegebreaker. Telluride Magsy. He converted in the middle of the 20-year siege, and he ended it. But Vex captured his mentor, Puck. Magsy rescued Puck, but by then, the bots had stripped secrets from his brain.
Oh, God.
Old man couldn't handle the guilt. Took risks. Got hurt.
That's awful. And eerily similar to what Osiris went through. I wonder if Rohan learned how to counsel Osiris from...
What's happening? What?
Guardian, your strand, it's... What's happening?
You recreated the memorial. Nimbus said your strand power could make things, but I didn't think they meant like this.
Neither did we. I guess Neomuna's emotional connection to their heroes is strong enough to anchor this strand creation permanently.
I've read some academic studies on veil transcription of the collective unconscious. I bet if I put you in cryo...
Quinn?
No.
Maybe we should focus on the Vex for now. Why they attacked and if they're coming back.
Yeah, I guess you're probably more useful not frozen.
Yes,
Right
thank
now.
you. Right now?
Let's see if we can figure out why the Vex broke in.
Would the Vex's motivations be to gather information? Maybe on the simulation to figure out how to break into it better? That's the only thing I can think.
Built a data crawler app to scour Siegebreaker's database for mentions of the other 4 Cloud Striders targeted in that Vex attack. He references Stargazer and some kind of secret number-crunching algorithm. No context. So I need you to restore Stargazer's records.
Okay.
All you need to do is sort of vibe with Stargazer, the city's most famous explorer.
Okay. We gotta go vibe. Holy. She's a fun little pea shooter. Huh.
We're reaching out to a Vanguard operative within our fair city. Mr. Ghost, can you hear me?
Hello? Who is this?
I'm Jisoo Calorando.
No
Can
way.
you tell us more about your relationship with your guardian? What role do you play in defense operations?
You're that news reporter. How did you access this channel?
Do you consider yourself a representative of the Vanguard or the Traveler itself?
I don't. Please talk to Osiris. I suppose if we're going to keep saving the world over and over, we'll need to get used to talking to the press. Eventually.
Oh no, we're gonna need media training or like press training. We're gonna have to learn how to talk to Jisoo Calorando. Listen, I can't be the only one that gets like Caesar Flickerman vibes from Jisoo Calorando. I feel like it's probably a little bit intentional, or that's just like overall the like stereotype of like cunty news reporters, we'll say. And I kind of love it. It's really good. I love this gun. This gun, it's a little short range, but god damn, it's juicy. It does some big numbers. Hey, there we go.
Yes. How to describe? Algorithm is inaccurate, but acceptable shorthand. It's an occlusion. In the way, perhaps, but if we ride along the edge... Accelerated processing, gravitational lensing as applied to data.
Me too, Stargazer. That was a lot of technobabble, all right. What?
I found Stargazer's algorithm in the data you recovered, except it's not an algorithm. They called it the occlusion. Love this stuff. My data crawler also pulled some old library records showing who else accessed Stargazer's archive back in the day. Maelstrom. She was the greatest military mind in history, and she's one of our smashed servers. It can't be a coincidence. If this occlusion spooked the Vex, maybe Maelstrom kept a backup of it on her server. She was a warrior, so go start some fights.
I don't quite get what this occlusion is exactly. Just a data point? A strange clue connects the Cloud Striders whose memorials were destroyed, something they refer to as the occlusion. What it is, or why the Vex want it, remains a mystery, though. Quinn asks you to try restoring the memorial to Cedric Assur, the Cloud Strider known as Maelstrom. She was a war hero and tactician, so engaging the enemy and stockpiling supplies seems like the next logical step. Defend the city by participating in patrols, public events. Cool. Loot chests, and begin bonding with its legacy. Cool. Easy, easy, easy. Oh, is there another broadcast? Is that what that signal is? Oh.
Intolerable.
What draws the Empress' desire now?
The soldiers Callus sends. While some of these may be the mindless clones you saw on the Leviathan, many more are deserters and traitors. Those who have forgotten what it means to be Cabal.
That still troubles you?
This is not a new state of affairs.
No, but it is more than that. It is the further division of a people. It is destruction from within, by our own hands. Once I was hungry for the glory of battle. Even now I have never turned away from a necessary fight. But I see only foolishness here.
The time when this fight could have been avoided is long past.
I know. This is not reluctance. Only regret.
Regret that she has to kill more Cabal? Was this a log between Keitel and Osiris during the campaign that got misplaced? Or is this just letting us hear it after the fact, I wonder? Jisoo Colorado.
I'm here today with a special guest as part of our ongoing Earth Interest series, Osiris, Counsel to Earth's Vanguard. Mr. Osiris, how long does the Vanguard intend to maintain its presence in our
As long
city?
as necessary, I
Long
guess.
enough to counter the Dog Fleet's threats to our worlds. But we have no interest in maintaining a presence if your leaders object. We are allies, not conquerors.
Yeah, we're
And
not
how
the
do you
warlords.
respond to critics wary of that claim?
While I know the Vanguard harbors no dreams of empire, I find your people's prudence both reasonable and justified.
Does the Vanguard intend to withdraw troops in the near future?
A
Yeah, why
tricky
would we
request, Mr. Colorado. We will leave if asked, certainly. But the Shadow Legion remains a dangerous opponent. An opponent that I fear could overwhelm either of our divided fronts. For now, we are happy to follow the leadership of your Cloud Strider while we operate within your city and assist wherever we can.
Exactly.
Let us hope your motives remain so open-minded and generous.
Jisoo Colorado, come on, you know we're here to help. We just did a whole campaign.
Vanguard forces recently engaged an independent provocateur identified as Nezarek within a derelict Black Fleet vessel.
Yeah, I actually did
Described
this.
as the final god of pain in pre-collapse sources, he possessed potent psionic abilities. Authorities believe these abilities allowed him to access and disrupt Cloud Ark operations here in Neomuna.
So he was tormenting the people within the Cloud Ark. Interesting. And so now in killing him in Root of Nightmares, we've solved their problem of having nightmares constantly, even within the Ark. We saved them on the physical front and the mental front. We help in mental health out here.
This little electronic oracle may be useful, but I don't like anyone standing behind me, whether they've got a knife or not. So the question is, tear it out and let the whole network fall apart, or leave it in, and maybe things get a whole lot worse.
Didn't that kind of sound like they were describing a ghost? Little electronic oracle?
Maelstrom accessed the occlusion a lot. She called it a simulation echo, but it's not a saved file. It's hidden code in the Cloud Ark. She found it in Cloud Strider Blue Jay's notes, so, you know, kinda need his archive restored. Blue Jay was a tech genius, rebuilt the Cloud Ark into a virtual world. He also built most of our modern computer defenses, which means security. Ugh. Security access is the bane of my archival career. This is outside my clearance, but Nimbus could help.
Okay. Details on the occlusion trace back to Conrad Jane, the Cloud Strider who went by Blue Jay. He was a former hacker and criminal who ultimately turned his skills toward saving the city and transforming the Cloud Ark into the virtual world it is today. But with so much network security surrounding Blue Jay's legacy, you'll need Nimbus's help to get access. Okay, Nimbus. Weekly bounty and partition access. Sounds good. Cloud Strider Legacies. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, Ninos. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. That's right, it is Cloud Strider Day. What do the Cloud Striders do? Right again, they keep us all safe. And how do we tell them thank you? By remembering them. Today we will learn about Stargazer. A Stargazer is someone who looks into the sky and studies the stars. The Cloud Strider who picked Stargazer as their call sign was very smart. Our planet Neptune is a hidden world. It is very large, but with our thick atmosphere and powerful magnetic field, it is very hard to see anything on the surface. This hides our city and keeps us safe, but it also hides the universe from us. We could see the stars, but not study them. The Stargazer was the first person to learn how to use math to see the sky. And Stargazer didn't just see stars, they also saw Earth. Do you know about Earth, children? That's right, Earth is a planet closer to the sun, and it's where humans came from a long time ago. We thought there were no humans left on Earth, and we could not see to check. But when Stargazer looked to Earth, they saw more humans. But Earth is a very dangerous place now. The people there do not go to school, they do not go to market. Instead, they are bullied by the warlords who force them to do things instead of asking nicely. Stargazer worried what would happen if the warlords ever found Neptune. They might bully us, too. Our world is very hard to find, and the people of Earth had forgotten about our tiny colony ship. But on Earth, they have computers, too, and the warlords might learn of us like we learn about the stars. Stargazer traveled to Earth and used a special computer called... Is this why Rasputin's archive of it was deleted? Stargazer traveled to Earth and used a special computer called a Warmind to make all the other computers on Earth forget about Neptune. I guess I could have just read. Today, we still watch Earth. And when the warlords are gone, we will go back to help the people there clean up their world. Just like when you help your parents clean up. And doesn't everyone like having a clean home? That's all for today, Ninos. 3, 2, 1, now have fun. And remember, thank you, Cloud Striders. Wow! Okay, well this explains why we didn't know about Neptune. We didn't think anything was there, plus we had bigger problems going on, so we never went to check. Huh! Signal detected. Protocol. Tight beam. Status priority. Origin recognized. CR Stargazer. Decrypting. Transcript follows. Excellent. Excellent. Boot sequences go. System is yellow. Ambient thumping. Oh, bother. That door is not going to last. Nope. Nope. Thought Golden Age Earth might made things to last. Estimate, what, 12 minutes? Ambient thumping. 7 minutes. Well, we've done more with less, right, Hernandez? Hernandez? Please, I really need you to sit up now. Nod? Joseph, I need you to not die. Not after Leung and Chabra and Hadayati. Cloud Striders are supposed to die. Not everyone else. Not part of the arrangement. Yes, okay, we'll get back to this. Ah, Malahayati, I'm afraid your timing is awful. What to do? What to do? Ambient thumping, yelling. I just need quiet, please. Breathe in, breathe out. Malahayati, access information, strategic operations, global scale. Permission, yep. Standby for new operation parameters. A little absurd, isn't it, Hernandez? These Earth survivors will kill each other over access to clean water, and we're going to teach them Chaucer? They'll debate Du Fu while dying of sepsis, I suppose. Whatever they can absorb in 5 minutes at least, before Karnunta's inheritors break down that door. Shouldn't have shot him, I suppose. Oh, no, no, no. Nope, it is just dawning now that perhaps we don't want our vindictive little crowd of sycophants pushing all the red buttons in this bunker after avenging their fallen light wielder, No, Hernandez, I don't think we do. Ambient thumping. I said I need quiet. Quiet? Yes, Malahayati access Warsat network. What's overhead? Gamma projector. Quick, clean. Neurons will be dead before they register any pain. Merciful. A good deal more merciful than this warband has been with their neighbors. Not just one army though, eh, Hernandez? No, no. So many people saw us come down here. Entire camp. 3, maybe 400? People talk. Warlords listen. Wide dispersal could clean them out. Painless. No, no, you're right, Hernandez. Inappropriate. We didn't come to be judge and executioner, did we? No, we came to teach. No, not teach. We came to preach. Bring the gospel of civilization as only we knew it. So then, how to keep the child from playing with the gun? Can't move the gun, can't break the child's hand, so... Destroy the gun? Malahayati, Sunset Protocol. Initiate full system burn... Wait. Malahayati, access global archive. Access Rasputin route. Find, replace. Neptune equals null. Exodus Indigo equals null. Back. Engage Sunset Protocol. Ambient explosion. Unidentified shouting. Well, Hernandez, now we find our way home. Oh, I'm loath to keep reading them without having them in order, because it's definitely telling the story. Okay, I'm going to pause it here and see if I can get the other logs. So, we have our answer on why Rasputin's logs were, like, made mention of Neptune, but never anything direct. Because the people here, the Cloud Striders, they did try and come back to Earth and help, but we were still, let's say, borderline barbaric. And in their effort to try and help us, they didn't want to have to kill a whole bunch of us in order to teach us. All they wanted to do was help us and teach us how to get to their level, and yet we were too dangerous. So they were like, well,
Warlocks
okay,
are good at synthesizing
let's just
information,
hide
right?
more. Now's
I can
not the
use your
time.
eyes on this.
Blue Jay, huh? That's a heck of a story, Nimbus grins. Jane had serious problems with authority. Makes me look like an academy drill instructor by comparison. Big brain, though, and an even bigger heart. Once he learned to actually listen to others, he went from public enemy to public hero, eventually became a Cloud Strider. The Cloud Striders maintain the original sim space he built way back when. It's technically in the VexNet, so we use it like a listening post. Problem is, with everything going on, it's full of Vex, locked with a quadranimum encryption sequence too. Nasty stuff. You'd need a polymorphic engine to crack it, and a ton of their shell code samples. They pat you on the shoulder. This is the part where I tell you to stay away. It's too dangerous. But neither of us would believe it coming from me. Destroy Vex, gather their shellcode fragments to continue bonding with this legacy. Kill Vex, get code. Okay. Partition. Oh no. You will face barrier and overload champions. I don't know if I can handle these. Let's go stasis with Arbalest. Yeah, this'll do it. Stasis, slow effects. And yeah, okay, I can do this.
We're in. Let me radio Nimbus and see what this is all about.
Hey, Guardian. See that eyesore of a castle?
That's an eyesore?
There's a Vex hold up in there that's been hassling us for months now. Whenever the firewall patrols drive it off, it comes back. This time it came back with some serious defenses. We can't spare any patrols right now, but we can't leave it there either. What do you say?
We'll send that Vex mine packing. The entrance is protected by a mutating algorithm. Looks like some kind of fractal metamorphic loop. Ugh, my head is spinning just looking at it. Breaking this could take hours.
Hey, I bet I can help. Let me just get into their defense subroutines. Inject a little code here, rewrite permissions there.
We love a fractal metamorphal loop.
And boom! Logic bomb created. Careful with that, it's volatile code. And you can use it to blow holes in the Vex's firewalls.
Is that safe?
Probably
For
not.
you, sure. For the Vex, not so much.
I thought it was safe for me. I was lied to. Nice. Okay. Deep breaths.
Nimbus, we've got a complication. The Shadow Legion are invading the keep too.
The keep must be prime real estate, huh? Too bad we can't let the Shadow Legion get a foothold, or I'd say we let them fight each other.
How did the Shadow Legion get in here? I guess maybe the same way we got in. I guess that's not that out of the question. Oh, I'm so glad I have this stasis build. I have just the right things without my seasonal artifact to deal with everything in this. Oh, that's an overload. Okay. Phew. No, my gosh. Come on. I have a great need. Woo! Is it enough?
And stay down.
Yeah!
Nice work. That's one less headache for me and the firewall patrols.
Who
Well,
needs
for
a
now,
seasonal
anyways.
artifact?
That's the thing about Vex, right? Stop them 100 times and they come back 101 times. It never ends.
But now you've got us. We're in this fight with you.
The Vex won't know what hit him. We'll keep an eye on this, Keep. If there's any movement, you'll be the first to know.
Whew. Thank you, Arbalest. Thank you, Stasis. I would not have been able to do this without them. Okay, 2 more broken, really? Kind of feels like this would be the last one, right?
It's the shadow of every story and memory and hope we brought with us. The stars are off limits, but the veil knits an entire universe for us. We just had to embrace it.
Wait, were they not? Whoa, wait. Were they not in the simulation until this moment?
So it turns out, no shocker, Blue Jay found the occlusion from the first Strider's records. I've got a bigger issue for you, though. My occlusion data crawler accidentally expanded to scan Shadow Legion radio chatter. It returned a hit. The Cabal discovered a new Vex operation looking for the occlusion and ordered their troops to steer clear. So the Vex aren't afraid of the occlusion. They want it, and they're tunneling into the Cloud Arc to find it.
Interesting.
It all comes back to the first Strider. I need you to restore her memorial. Guess you could have seen that coming, huh?
I'm so shocked.
She was a legendary warrior, so you need to go over the top defending the city.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open. Shadow Legion troops might be carrying more telemetry about this Vex mission.
Okay. Unlock a terminal overload key chest in each occupied area of Neomuna to begin tracking the Vex tunneling operation? Uh-oh. I don't think I can finish this right now. Okay, so unfortunately, this video needs to be out pretty soon for me to keep moving forward through the seasons, so I don't really have the time to wait 3 more days of recording this. So I'm gonna continue it on my own time, but my thought is I'll just read the lore entries on the Ishtar Collective. Like, I'll read these 4, because they kind of seem like they're covering what's happening in the missions anyways, and then I'll go find these last 2 on the Ishtar Collective, read them with you guys, and then I'll just move forward into the seasons and call that for post. So let's go. Today, we'll learn about Blue Jay. The Blue Jay is a very clever bird. You might have seen one in the parklands. Some can even talk. The Cloudstrider who picked Blue Jay as his call sign was very clever. Many Cloudstriders are soldiers or engineers, but Blue Jay was a game designer. Do you know what a game designer is, children? Oh, that's right. A game designer makes vid games. Not video games, sorry, vid games. Maybe you have played a vid game with your parents in the Cloud Arc. Blue Jay was the very first person to make a vid game in the Cloud Arc. Before that, we did not know it was a whole world. We could not use it to make art or visit friends. We just put things in it to save them for later, like the closet. And the closet seems scary at first, doesn't it, Ninos? But if you're brave, you can find lots of fun things inside. So Blue Jay helped us expand how we use the Cloud Arc. He made it in a place we could play or even live if we needed to, and when he made his game in there, he also learned that the Vex used the Cloud Arc too. They could not get in, but the Cloud Arc was so strong they could use it to do their work for them, even from outside, using the force of the Veil to turn their own machines, like when the wind turns a turbine. Hang on a second. Is this the basis for them going into the simulation? Blue Jay learned he could jump from the Cloud Arc to the Vex network, and he sabotaged their machines from the inside. The Vex were very confident and did not think he could find them, so they were careless. And so Blue Jay scared them away, and they ran away. And what we learned is that being careless with the Cloud Arc is dangerous, isn't it? That's why you always close your open ports and keep your passcode secret, because the Vex remember being scared and they'll frighten you to get us back. That's all for today, Ninos. Neomuna Department of Public Safety. Case number, Jane. Transcript, do not distribute. Councilperson Sangha. Sentencing case Poobend. Jane. Councilwoman Martella Sangha presiding. The accused has been found guilty of trespassing in the civic data architecture colloquially known as the Cloud Arc. Civic data architecture. Illegal simulation and public endangerment. Councilperson Boden, it has been a very long week, Mr. Jane, but again, this council will show you leniency if you assist us by disclosing your co-conspirators. Jane, the criminals I've worked with to date are the ones handing down this sentence. Mr. Jane, these charges are their generational trauma with pomp. Mr. Jane, we're the last of humanity trapped in a bubble. Simulation is an entire frontier we can explore to redefine. This was how they went in. To redefine what it means to be human, and you outlaw it just because we fear others' bad experiences from hundreds of years ago. Laws exhibit the public consensus. It is not your decision alone when and how our society evolves. There are approved channels for simulation research. Approved channels. Is that what's under all that red tape? Mr. Jane, the Cloud Arc is an nth dimension paracausal fold, and we use it to store library books. We use it to support the public need, not as some playground. Play? You bastard. I lost friends shutting down the Vex isometry? You wouldn't be sitting there That's enough, Conrad. Your actions are on trial, not your results. Only one person in this city gets to make decisions that affect us all, and you would do well to learn from the Cloud Strider what a dire burden that is. Is it such a heavy burden to be this council's lapdog? Heavier than anything you've proven yourself capable of. Let the record show the accused exhibits no remorse for his actions and displays a disregard for the public consensus regarding the good you accomplished as part of your illegal research. We offer some small mercy. 3 years house arrest and 4,000 hours of community service to be served concurrently. I've never wanted anything but to protect this city and help it grow. You can't punish me to make me stop. Fortunately, some members of this council feel your arguments have merit. If you consent, you will be allowed to work off your debt to society by continuing your simulation research under lapdog oversight, as you called her. Transcript ends. Interesting. So he discovered the Cloud Arc and how it could be used to run a simulation that they could all be on. The Vex kind of tapped into it. He shut the Vex down in there and then got in trouble for it. Interesting, interesting. Today, we will learn about Maelstrom. That's a new word, isn't it? Do you know what it means? A maelstrom is a big storm. A maelstrom is loud and scary, and it can cause a lot of damage. The Cloud Strider who picked Maelstrom as her call sign was also loud and scary, but she wasn't scary to us. She was scary to the Vex. She was a strong warrior who could fight as well as any of the Vex, but she was also a very smart leader who taught all the other people on Neptune how to defend ourselves. And do you know what she did? She started a special school called the Acer Academy. And you can go there today if you study hard and want to learn to become a good leader like Maelstrom. They even train new Cloud Striders. But today, we mostly remember Maelstrom because she saved the whole city from the Uplift Coven. The Uplift Coven were humans, like you, and they were selfish and mean. Good people talk out their differences and find ways to fix their problems that help everyone. But the Uplift Coven hurt people and stole from people, and they all wanted to be Cloud Striders. Why shouldn't more people be Cloud Striders? That is one thing I was wondering. Why is there so few? That's right, because the Cloud Strider sacrifices. A Cloud Strider must have affinity, awareness, and altruism. You cannot be a Cloud Strider if you demand things from other people. Maelstrom made the Uplift Coven stop, and now we are very careful to teach everyone to be better citizens when they are young, because good children grow up into good adults, and even good Cloud Striders. Neomuna Archive Systems Recovery Protocol. Restoring. Transcript follows. You're a good kid, Geist. Sorry for shooting you, but you gave me the business better than I expected. My fault for picking the best to be my protege. Hope an audio apology's good enough. You were all good kids. That's really the problem, wasn't it? Train 22 kids to be gods, and then only pick one as Cloud Strider. My stupidest idea in a lifetime of them. There's so much to learn about this new body. This is somewhat reminiscent of a certain anime. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you know, you know. To train kids to become a god with a limited lifespan. Interesting. I thought we'd just train candidates up early in Sim, screen out the ones who couldn't handle it, but damn if you kids didn't rise to every challenge, and I spent so much time talking about the danger and the thrill that I never shared the first lesson of being a Cloud Strider. You don't die after 10 years. You die the second you gulp your first breath with those new nanite-enhanced lungs. You don't get to be human anymore, not with this kind of power. You don't get foibles or fears or wants. You're an ideal. You need to be the best things about this city. The kindness, the empathy, the courage, and you give up the luxury of weakness. All of you were driven and talented, but Geist, you were the only one who didn't need it. You were the one who'd help this city as a civvy or a strider, and looks like I was right to not pick Apor and Ligari and their little coven. 10 terrorists with Cloud Strider training. No matter what the history books say, that's my legacy. I know you wanted me to go soft on them. I did too, but like I said, we don't get the luxury of wants. But I'm free, kid. My warranty's up, but I'm leaving you a present. Something, this is making me emotional. Something my mentor left me. The kill codes for the side reel. Hit that switch, and you never have to doom another soul to this life. The rest of the city has to step up instead. Every regret I have, I can't bring myself to end it. Maybe you have what it takes. You can even blame me. I won't tell. Side reel. This is the first mention of side reel. Oh man. Okay. Interesting, interesting. I'm gonna go find these last two. These are juicy. Today we will learn about the Strider. She was the very first Cloud Strider, and the one they named themselves after. Before the Strider, we did not have a special protector for the city, and that meant we all had to fight every day. We had many weapons and implants to make ourselves strong, but not the special synthesis that makes the Cloud Strider special, and many more Neomuni had to be soldiers and transform their bodies to protect the city and get hurt. The Strider saw us suffering. She worried that fighting so much would hurt our hearts, and she knew that one person can make all the difference. So she took her courage and her wits and her strength and created the side reel. Do you know what the side reel is, Ninos? That's right. The side reel is a special place where one person gives up their normal life to become a Cloud Strider and live for us all. The Strider gave us the side reel. The Cloud Strider fights so we have peace, so we can be more than just soldiers. The side reel mentioned again. I don't know if we're going to get a ton of depth in it. Michaela Julaha. Department of Health. Neomuna Department of Health. Dated error. Audio transcript confidential. Mom! Juhala. Michaela. Hey, baby. Oof. We saw you on the feed. You were amazing. Does your arm hurt? This thing? Nah. Doc says this one should grow back. Maybe a couple of days. Closer to 24 hours, actually. Your abnormal nanite colony seems to coordinate repairs better every cycle. And I asked Nurse Chakwas to not let anyone in here. After 7 years, you still haven't figured out no nurse can keep this girl out of anything. Well, nice as it is to see you, Amma. Please wait in the lounge. I'd like to speak to your mother alone. I want her here for this. You're sure? Inaudible. Michaela, there's a lot we still don't understand after the accident. Your nanite colony and the cultures we've taken are all going strong. Your Cloud Arc nodes are still doing whatever it is they do. Even your original assistive socket is pristine, and we should be swapping that every 5 years. But this is all a lot of strain for your organic parts. The human body was never meant to heal this fast or push this hard. No. There's extensive micro-scarring across your liver, heart, kidneys, spleen, and brain. The big five. If I can figure out how to suppress your nanite colony long enough to operate, we can start replacing... assume you can't. Inaudible. 8 months. Maybe 10 if we keep you off the front lines. Mom, no. Hey, you come here, little one. You can't die. Dying's just part of life. Hang on, I'm getting emotional. Dying's just the part of life everyone does. It's boring. I should have died a long time ago, but I just got a few more years to watch you grow up and love your daddy. And honey, I got to save people. I need you. You don't need me. You got a better mama inside you. You got a better mama inside you made from all those good memories. That mama will always be there when you need her. Can I just stay with you here a little while? I don't want anything else in the whole world, baby girl. Aww. The original Cloud Strider. This is when they found out that being augmented with the nanites would end you after a point. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick hunt because I don't know if this is everything that the what is it, the Winter's Bite quest is gonna cover. I'm gonna do a quick search around and see if I can see anything on YouTube, so I can have this all in one place. If not, oh well, we tried. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it. I couldn't find anything conclusive for the end of the quest. I'm just gonna have to do it off of recording on my own time. I'm really sorry about that. Given that Final Shape is so close, I don't have the time to slowly record things over a few days. I only have about a day or two on each thing that I'm going through. So I'm gonna get a more of abridged on recording, but I will go through it in my own time as the days go by. This gives a whole bunch of insight into what the Cloudstriders are, where their origins came from, and it was beautiful. And I loved the growth for Nimbus in their quest, and just showing that throughout the campaign, Nimbus wasn't tone deaf and like being rude. That's just, the Cloudstriders are meant to be an ideal, right? Nimbus was trying to live up to that ideal and not get bogged down in Rohan's death, but they were masking their feelings throughout the campaign. They were putting on a brave face, and really deep down they were hurting. Yeah, no, overall Lightfall, I'm gonna say it, I enjoyed it. I thought the environments were beautiful. The storytelling obviously was a bit weaker, but with this like post wrap up, it did add a lot more depth that has me a lot more engaged in what the Cloudstriders were. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing for the rest of my coming to a close Destiny journey, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!